Hey! Is the noon train on time?
Supposed to be.
Feels like it's time.
Fair enough.
BBN Jack first. What's up, party people? How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. We have a lot to talk about. First thing I want to say is that, is her name Ilan Omar? In any regard, she said that Americans are idiots. I want to talk about that. That's a real big discussion because that's actually a much deeper discussion than people are actually willing to admit. And this is the reason why I have real issue with the Democratic Party. Also, we have a real quick story time in the beginning of this that involves yours truly is over here. And we're going to talk about a couple of things. And it has direct association to the overall conversation that we're going to be having about the Democrats in general, because apparently I have upset the local chapter of some Democrats that live where I live at. So I got a lot to tell y'all. There's a lot going on, fam. A lot. But I want to start the show off even before I give you the story time. I want to start the show off, and I want to show you a clip real quick so you can have the appropriate context for everything that I'm going to say after. But before we even start, I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat at the moment. Shout out to Brandon Washington. He says, good morning, Frost. Good morning, BB and Fam Bam. Salutes. All of the salutes, my good brother. He also says, hey, you guys. Make sure on the way in, you hit those like and subscribe buttons. All of those buttons need to be hit. I'm going to show y'all something real quick. All right, so check this out. I just need for y'all to remember that you heard this and keep it in context with everything that we're going to be talking about today, including the Ilhan Omar situation, because I don't think people really understand what's going on. And when I say that, I mean this. Let's just talk about from the aspect of I am a person that I believe in God. I believe in the one and true God, one and true living God. That's what I believe in. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe that the only way to God is through Christ. These are the things in which I believe. So therefore, when I speak, these are the things that you hear coming out of my mouth, regardless of what we're speaking on. Right? I'm not perfect, so I make mistakes like anyone else. But in the overall concept of when you hear me speak, I'm speaking through whatever, about whatever concept or idea that we're speaking on. I'm speaking about it through the context of what I believe the Bible to be saying. I just want to be clear on this, because a lot of times when an individual is saying something and you're like, oh, that's just an opinion. And yeah, well, my opinion is based off of the things that I've read in the Bible that we should and shouldn't be doing. My opinion is not based off of just what I like and don't like happening in the world. So, not all opinions are equal, is what I'm saying. And I'm not saying one opinion is more valid than the other, but I am saying there is no opinion greater than God's. Us as human beings, our opinions aren't worth anything, but God's opinion is everything. He can't even have an opinion because it's not even an opinion. It's right or wrong. It's not even an opinion. So, anyway, I'm saying all that to say this. Listen to this lady, and then I'll break it down. No shout out to her. Or a shout out to her. Not a real shout out. Check this.
Let me tell you something. I'll take a bit of umbrage here. I'll speak on behalf of my colleagues. I think I can say we are all willing to work with anyone who's serious about doing the work of censoring the American people, about doing the work of censoring the American people, about doing the work of censoring the American people, about doing the work American people, about doing the work of censoring the American people.
So just so we can be clear, this is the Democrats speaking about the policies that they're, shout out to the angry man, by the way, the policies that their party wants to put forth when they're in control of things. Just so we could be clear, because I think the issue and the problem that people have when you say that you don't like a policy or you don't like a whatever the heck it is that you don't like, people just assume that there's some kind of personal, you know, you personally don't like this individual or you personally don't like that individual. Not all of us is like that, are like that, happen to be like that. Some people are. Those people are here saying you have to hate Trump, and they can't give me an actual reason why they hate Trump. That is something that I can research and find out to be true. Now, once again,
And it's about doing the work of censoring the American yes, about doing the work of serious, one who's serious with anyone who's willing to work with anyone who's serious, all willing to work with anyone who's serious about doing the work of censoring the American people.
so now I say all that to say this. Let me show y'all one more thing, and then we're going to go into, I'm going to show y'all two more things, and then we're going to go into a real quick story time. So this is August 23rd, 2023. Wait, pardon me. This is July 20th, 2023. This is Senator Paul, right? Rand Paul, right? What is he trying to do? Let's just look and see what he's trying to do real quick. Today, the House Judiciary Committee, Jim Jordan and U.S. Senator Rand Paul, ranking members of the Senate Homeland Security Governmental Affairs Committee, introduced the Free Speech Protection Act, which will prohibit executive branch employees and contractors from using their positions to censor and otherwise attack speech protected by the First Amendment. The bill will also impose mandatory severe penalties for those executive branch employees who censor speech. So the Democrats are saying this.
Willing to work with anyone, all willing to work with anyone who's, we are all willing to work, we are all willing to work with anyone who's serious about doing the work of censoring the American people.
And I'm just gonna play the rest before somebody say, why didn't you play the whole thing? Like she said anything better after this. So hold on. Let me just play the whole clip. So like she said anything better after this. Just so we could be clear, that's angry guy. Just so we could be clear, the Democrats consider
We are all willing to work with anyone who's serious about doing the work of censoring the American people.
and she considers censoring the American people what? And her entire party.
And advancing progress.
They consider it advancing progress, censoring the American people. What are the Republicans trying to do? They're trying to protect free speech. I mean, I don't understand the argument that could be had that I'm wrong. I'm not even giving you an opinion. I'm giving you the words directly out of an individual's mouth, which they made extremely clear. And I'm giving you actual proceedings that were had in order to protect our rights. Now, I want to say something and I want to be clear. There's two rights that the Democrats are always attacking. That's our First and our Second Amendment. The Second Amendment exists to protect the First Amendment. For the people that don't get that, the Second Amendment doesn't exist so people could shoot deer. The Second Amendment doesn't exist so people could be a hunter. The Second Amendment exists so that just in case our government became a tyrannical one, one riddled with tyranny, that the people of America will be able to fight back. That's what the Second Amendment is for. To protect the First Amendment, which is the right of the people of this nation to be able to speak about the government in any way in which they feel based on their experience in America. That's what the First Amendment protects. The right for an individual to choose whatever religion they want to choose. That's what the First Amendment protects. The First Amendment isn't about your right to insult each other on the street. It's not. I'm going to tell y'all about something that y'all might not know that is actually in the law. You know that on social media, if you threaten somebody, you've just broken the law. If you go on social media and talk about how you're going to attack someone, you've just broken the law. Did you know that? You didn't know that, did you? That you can't be on social media talking about how you're going to attack or threatening someone's life or their or about giving them injury. You know what a terroristic threat is? You're going to say, oh, but you don't belong to a terrorist organization. No, I said a terroristic threat. Two totally different things. So now we're going to get to story time. Check this out. This is Jack Frost. And then after we do story time real quick, we're going to get straight to Ilan Omar. I just need to do the story time first between the last segment and this segment. You'll get it at the end. So apparently there is a democratic organization of people in my community that have decided that they're going to run me out of the community because they don't like my opinion. Now, once again, the Democrats are a racist bunch. Not all Democrats, but just like in general. Pay attention to what they actually promote. They promote intolerance. They promote, if you don't believe what we believe, you have to move. Think about that for a minute. How is that protecting anybody's civil rights? You see, because if you're protecting someone's civil rights, you're also protecting their right not to like you. People got a civil right to not like you based on your skin, based on your religion. They just don't have a right to do anything about it to you. It's this thing called free will that God gave everyone. See what I mean by every time I have a conversation, we're actually speaking about the Bible. So with that being said, Democrats are intolerant. What up, Washable Marker? They're intolerant. If you do not agree with them, they're dangerous. They are in my opinion, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised soon if many of the organizations that claim themselves to be democratic organizations are then marked as terrorist groups. So there's one in my community where I live. And they have set their eyes on me. So let me tell you about 3 situations real quick, and one of these dudes have been arrested. Just so we could be clear. But before we talk about that, let's talk about the situation that happened last night. So last night I go to the other ones in the supermarket. So last night I go to McDonald's, and it's late. I need for you to understand how weird these people are, how deranged they are. So it's late. It's like 11, 10:30, 11. It's late. Do you not know that these motherfuckers followed me from my home as I walked to the McDonald's? Are you going to say that's crazy? I get you. Hold on. Let me explain how I know. They follow me in the front because you know where I'm going. There's not many places to go out here in Coney Island, so you pretty much know where somebody is going when they walk out. You could get the gist of the general direction. So they had a person following me in the front in general before because they try to follow me close, but I'll just stop and I'll go a different way. Anyway. So I get to the corner where I have to turn, and there's a dude on the corner shouting some random weird shit. I don't know what he's shouting because I got my music on and I'm not paying attention. And if I could have heard him, it wouldn't have mattered. I still would have just turned to left. But he's shouting some weird shit, and it looks like he's trying to get my attention. But I'm not paying him no attention. I turn the corner, I walk, I go to the McDonald's. Boom. I'm in the McDonald's. I make my order. I'm standing there waiting. And then for no reason at all, this same dude walks up to me and comes close to me and says, "What do you think about Trump?" Shout out to Charlene Champion. Salute. Hand to God. Hand to God. Every single thing that I'm saying happened the way that I'm saying it. So the dude comes up to me and says, "What do you think about Trump?" So I'm like, I don't know this dude. What the heck is he asking me anything? Why is he coming up and talk to me about anything? It's a trap. That's the first thing. That's literally the first thought I have. I don't know this nigga. What is he coming up? He could have asked me anything at all. Anything. If it did not involve while we standing online, is this the line? Are you online? Is this where we wait for stuff? Absolutely gang stalking. Is this anything that was anything other than that? It was not. I'm not fucking with it. So as soon as he said what he said, the first thing that went in my brain is, this is a trap. You did. So I immediately, not really letting on too much, kind of look around. I look in back of him. Now I'm going to tell you about a couple of things that I noticed real quick before I go any more and tell you any more about the story. I'm going to tell you a couple of more things that I noticed. There was a young boy in this store, like a teenage kid, probably about 15, 16 years old, probably a little bit younger. And he wasn't dressed like the niggas that live in this neighborhood generally are dressed. He looked like an outsider. Every neighborhood has their way that people generally dress. You got the people who just dress different. Don't get it confused. Like, I just dress different, so you got those. But he didn't look like he fit. Coney Island is a really gritty place. All right? Think The Wire. He didn't fit. So besides the fact that he didn't fit, right when the dude started coming over and started trying to talk to me, he had one hand in his pocket like this, and I'm standing on this side of him. And for whatever, he just started talking and waving his hand like this, like trying to wave his hand like towards where my face was to try to get a reaction out of me. So let me stop the story right now, and I'm going to tell you about what happened. I'm going to remind y'all about what happened in the supermarket twice. First, they had a dude. I was standing online. Just standing online, and they had some black kid walk up to me like this, like trying to have hard energy, stand right next to me, like with his back like this, looking at the thing, and then turn around and say, with the nicest of niceness, "Are you online?" Like I'm not standing on fucking line. You see me online, fam. Then he goes and gets on the next line, and the guy gets on in back of him, and they're going, and then the dude says, "We have to hire someone." And then I turn around. And I say something to him. And I let him know, I know y'all niggas is coming to kill me. What, nigga? I ain't playing. I see your face. I'm turning around. Make sure I see you. That's what I said. Black dude. Never gonna forget him. He could shave, change his eye color, bleach his skin. I ain't never gonna forget the look you have. Ever. Never forget that energy. In any regard. A day or two after that, I go to the supermarket and I stand online to go order food because, you know, they have hot food. And then a guy comes and stands next to me, and I told y'all about this also. Then a guy comes and stands next. This is why I keep telling y'all every time these things happen. Then a guy comes and stands next to me and starts going like this. Just doing that. And I'm looking at the dude. Like, what the fuck? So I'm going to tell y'all what's going on. These people have made up lies about my character and who I am. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to set me off, I guess. But they're using the lies that they made up. Like, nigga, you made up the lie. Like, how you gonna make up a lie and you've been telling the lie for so long about who I am as a person, which ain't true, but you've been telling the lie for so long that you forgot it's a lie? You forgot you lied on me when you was telling people that this is the way that I am, and I'm not even that way. So you forgot you lied? Oh, Lord, let me get this. Just, Jesus, man, just, I don't know what to tell you, man. This shit is crazy. So just so y'all can understand, this is the thing that they do. They just follow me around. The first time it was a black kid. The time before this time, it was some dude. He literally said he was Palestinian. And last night, it was a dude that looked like he was Muslim. And he literally just walked up to me and was like, what do you think about Trump? So I'm in the McDonald's still. So I'm like, well, what the fuck is this dude? And I turn around and I'm like, yo, who sent them? You trying to create a situation, and I'm going to do this every time. Matter of fact, next time I need to call 911 immediately. The next time, immediately. Once one of these weirdos walk up to me, the first thing I need to do is call 911 immediately. Immediately. I have these niggas dead on the jack while I'm having a conversation with the fool. Because I'm not playing with you niggas. Just so we can be clear. I'm not playing with you. Y'all want to play? Y'all could go play with the NYPD. I'm not playing with you. I got other shit I'm trying to do in my life. I'm not trying to go back and forth with no one about nothing. I don't know what part you don't get that. There's no amount of calling me anything that you could do to get me to do anything. You get it? Like, there's no amount. So the dude is waving his hand like this and trying to create a situation in the thing. And then a black lady walks in and stands right behind him. So I'll explain what they're trying to do real quick, and then we're going to get right to the Ilan Omar. They're trying to create a situation and have fake witnesses. So they're trying to isolate me, create an altercation with me and somebody, and then they're going to have fake witnesses that's going to say that I said and or did things that I did not say and or do. They do this to people all the time. What do you think was happening to all of those social media people that you saw on social media and they started getting big? And then all of a sudden now you see them in jail. And you're like, why did they do this? The number one thing I'm going to say is this. If you want to do social media at all, if you a man, whoever your significant other is, they got to be solid. They can't be janky. They got to be solid. If you just out there doing whatever you're doing, keep them away from your business. Make sure that there's a line. Make sure that they don't cross it and you don't cross it, and respect that line, and you make sure that they respect it. But if you're going to do social media out here, I suffer that whoever you are with or whoever you look for to find, that they are solid. These niggas is out here poisoning people. I don't want to get too far into it because you're going to say, where's the proof? And I'm going to say you could look at these individuals and see that something has went on with them. They're using the same techniques that they use against the rappers. They put rappers in jail and everything all the time when they're not saying or doing what they want them to do. They're mad at me because I refuse to be a racist for their black agenda, their fake black agenda. I had a lady come up to me in the laundromat the other day. They did some bullshit. I didn't really tell y'all about it, maybe in the future, but I had a lady come up to me in the laundromat today, and what I told you is that the black women around here, when they walk up past me, they just insult me. So apparently there's this lie that I hate black people. No, I don't hate black people. I love our people. The problem is that you hate, pardon me, you love all the bad things about our people. You love all the ghetto shit about our people. You love all the things about our people that hold us down. And you hate all the things about our people that could bring us up. That's the problem. The problem is you don't want to be told about the shit that you're doing that you shouldn't be doing. That's the problem. Our community is going to improve one way or the other. It's going to be with you or it's going to be without you. And that's what God said. So you either get your shit straight or you deal with the Most High. Because I promise you, there is no universe that exists, because there's only one. That's this one. Where the Most High agrees with the Democratic Party's policies. Any of their policies, all of their policies are bad. Why are they mad that Trump said that he's going to give $5,000 to the American people? Do y'all understand every time Trump say he's going to give money to the American people, they say it's a bad idea? What's the number one thing that I told y'all the Democrats need? The Democrats need us to be broke. They can't control us unless we're broke. A lot of us don't understand we're broke. I'm going to tell you something that people do around here, the same idiots that follow me around. Let me tell you, they do two things. The first thing they do is they always have somebody following me around smoking a cigarette, like at all times. Like the shit is absolutely bonkers and bananas. Like I literally went 2 and 3 years without ever smelling a cigarette. Nevertheless, every single time I go outside, there's at least 5 or 6 people smoking a cigarette standing right next to me. This is every day. It's bananas. It's not even... There's no way that the universe can make this happen. This has to be something that people are doing. So that's one. The second thing that they do, that this is, these people are absolutely insane. Look, the Democrats, and I often don't talk about the voting class. I'm talking about the hierarchy. I don't often just speak about the voters because there are a lot of people who are Democratic voters and they want better for America. I want to be clear on this because I know people who are Democrats and they want better for America. Now, some of the things that they might think happened didn't, but that's not their fault that their leaders lied to them. It's not even, in my opinion, their fault that they believed their leaders. They're the leaders. But at some point, we have to take personal responsibility for the things that are evident. The Democrats need us to stay broke in order to control us. I remember being a kid. and being offered jobs by people that were not my father. And my father would go behind my back to make sure I couldn't get the job. Because if I worked over there, I wouldn't work for him. And if I worked for someone else, then he couldn't control how much money I had in my pocket. So he was more interested in making sure he could control how much money I had than he was at actually being my father. It is what it is. So when I see what the Democrats is doing, I know what it is. Because I've experienced it. A lot of people in our communities don't do better because they can't. The resources just aren't there. I'm very grateful and very happy that there's food pantries. I'm very grateful and very happy that there's clinics. I'm very grateful and very happy that they put things in our community that our community needs to survive. But I want them to put things in our community that our community needs to thrive. That's the difference between what I believe should be happening and what the Democrats believe what should be happening. I don't want you to do well. I want you to be happy. Everybody has a different level of how good they need to be doing in order to be happy. I want you to be happy. Because if you're happy, it's easier for you to worship the Most High. And I don't just want you to be happy because you're being happy. I want you to be happy because you're living in a manner that God is blessing you and you're grateful. Why do the Democrats want to be in control of all of our resources and they don't even want the people to have resources for themselves? What did what's her name say? What did what's her name say? The black lady that always got the wigs. That called somebody a bad built bitch or something, and she's the most terrible built chick ever. What up, Candy? What's her name? Anyway, she literally said that the Democrats are not in the business of giving money away. Why they just gave a whole lot of money to the Ukraine. Why they're literally arguing right now and fighting with Trump in order to be able to give money away with the USAID. I need for you to understand that real quick. The same people that are fighting Trump right now for the ability to give money away with the USAID are also saying that the American people can't get a $5,000 check or any check at all, basically, because they're not in the business of giving money away. I need an explanation of how people are still voting for these individuals. Is it just because they keep throwing the word racist out and then your mind just blows up and goes crazy? Because I can promise to you that if you go through your last 10 issues that you had in your life that was life-changing, that I would be surprised if you would say 3 of them was by a Caucasian person. I would assume all of the negative life-changing incidents in your life in the recent history of your last couple of years have been by people of whatever fucking nationality you are. But yet, you constantly vote on the issue of racism. When it's time for someone to get elected, all the Democrats got to say is that somebody is racist. Now, I'm going to tell you what is the most bananas and bonkers thing I think going on. I keep hearing people say, well, this is what y'all voted for. Now, one, I didn't vote for Trump, just so we could be clear. I can't vote for neither one of those individuals. I got my own reasons. But this is what you voted for. And I don't understand what Trump has done negative yet. Could somebody put something that Trump has done negative in the chat? Something real, not something made up that the Democrats are making up. Something that's real. Could somebody put something real? Because I keep hearing people that are mad at Trump supporters say this is what you voted for, but I don't understand. I don't know anything negative yet. So I don't know what they're talking about, and I would like an explanation. What is the thing that's so terrible that you're saying that people voted for? Like that they should be either ashamed or upset over? Deporting Haitians is not good. Just so we could be clear, are we talking about illegals? Because I'm for deporting all illegals. Let's start with the ones that have criminals, right? And then we'll see how crime goes. And as crime in the nation improves, as far as it gets lower, then there's less of an onus for going after illegals. There's less of a reason. Just so we can be clear what I'm saying, I think first, and this is the problem with the sanctuary cities that don't want to help, I think first we just go into prisons, get everybody who's been arrested, deport them. Second, we go look for everybody who's been arrested and released, deport them. Now, while we're doing that, we're literally also fighting the gangs. Deport them. I don't want us to be spending our time driving to fucking Home Depot looking for the dudes that's working. I don't want to spend our time doing that. I don't even really want to spend our time going to the restaurants that might have illegals working for them. I don't want to spend our time doing that unless they're guilty of a crime. So first and foremost, I want us to go after people who are guilty of crimes. Period. Now let's say we get to a point where there's barely any illegals being arrested for crimes. Now, there's still illegals that's gangs in the country. It's just that's what it's going to be from now on. But it's not a national emergency. So that's where my mind is. I'm not for the let's go find the carpenter that he's an illegal, but ever since he got here, he been on the right side of the law and he just got himself a job. I'm not for that. I'm for getting the criminals out. Now, after all of that happens, what is going to happen, and this is the doing of the fucking Democrats, the people who aren't breaking any laws are also going to be deported. I don't really have much of an opinion on that. But I do understand that that is something that's going to happen. Or the chances of it happening is very high. But I don't have an opinion on that. Just so we could be clear. And for the people that keep saying, all deportation there against it. Places like, I think Argentina has already admitted to emptying their prisons and their mental health facilities and sending the people to America. They've already admitted to that. So these are the people you don't even want the government to get up and get out of here. And there's other countries that have admitted. It's not a secret. The fact you don't believe it don't mean anything. It's not a secret. That's the issue I be having with people. They want to argue something that it's not a secret. I'm not telling you government information. I'm telling you information that's very easy to find out. You should already know. That's why I be so incredulous sometimes. I be like, what the hell, fam? You can't be serious. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm looking at the right thing. Yeah, I can't stand Joy Reid. I just can't stand her. I don't like none of you black people that want other black people to be racist. I don't like none of you. I'll pray for you, but I don't like none of you. I don't like none of that other black people have to be racist just because you racist. Y'all want me to cover some hip-hop cases? I could do that. I wouldn't even be talking about this Democrat stuff as much as these people wasn't in the street bothering me. If they wasn't out here in the street bothering me, I wouldn't even talk about this shit as much. I'm just being honest with you. ASAP Rocky just went to court. We didn't follow him. If they wasn't talking about me, I wouldn't even be talking about, I wouldn't be doing this, doing Democrat, Republican shit every day. But they trying to bully me, so we talking about this shit every day. I can't wait for the next opportunity to call the NYPD on you niggas. I need as many as you locked up as possible. You people shouldn't be on the street. You people are agitators. You are the people that keep our communities broke and desperate. Y'all don't want the status quo to change. Y'all want all of the negative shit to stay in the community, because if the negative shit left the community, you couldn't control the community. You can only control the community because of all the bad shit that exists in the community. I'm not slow. I'm not slow. And I know when y'all be in my chat, I will kick you. How about that? I don't care. I'm here for God. I'm not here for whatever your purposes are. I'm here for God, God's people. Remember, they said Jesus came for the lost sheep, meaning that there's individuals that exist he not even here for. Be mindful of that when you following behind people. Stop following behind people. Follow behind Jesus. That's the only way to God. Do that. Y'all out here calling Obama your God. He don't even bring his wife out in public no more. Think about that. That woman that y'all was talking about was so beautiful and so perfect, and Michelle Obama this and Michelle Obama that. Her own husband don't even go out in public with her no more. I was out in, well, I really wasn't out in public. I had a great day at church the other day. Something happened that I saw in a dream. I don't want to say what it was. A lot of shit happened, man. I see in dreams. But something happened that I saw in a dream. The good thing. And it happened the exact same way that I dreamt it. So that was bananas. I don't never tell y'all about when stuff happened that I dream. Like, it happens a lot, but I get deja vu a lot. Like, a lot. Sometimes people be, like, looking at me like I'm acting funny, but in reality, I'm just going through deja vu. So they be like, what the fuck is going on with this guy? Why is he? I just be going through deja vu. I'm just being honest with you. So anyway, so I was at church and I talk to God every day. I need a second. So I talk to God every day. Do y'all talk to God every day? I talk to God every day. And so I never really ask God for anything for me. Like, I don't really do that, you know. There's nothing wrong with doing that, just so we could be clear. You're supposed to ask God for things, you know. So I don't really ever ask God for anything. Recently, I asked God to, you know, I don't really want to deal with these people no more. Got other stuff, you know what I'm saying, going on. And I kind of be slow to allow for people to get next to me because of the people that's stalking me or whatever the case is. So I'm kind of slow to allow that because I don't be wanting other people's lives to get become uncomfortable. Nope, me and Jack do not have a lot in common. I don't know. I'm just gonna, I don't want to comment. I don't know anything. I don't know that any of that. Me and Jack do not have anything in common. Me and Candy don't have anything in common. 0 things. There you go, Candy. I already knew I was gonna kick you, by the way. I was waiting. I'm gonna kick the other one too, don't worry. I already know I was gonna kick you. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna make me some coffee. The wild thing is, the thing that you're saying, which is a lie, happened like 3 years ago. So, you've been carrying a lie around for 3 years? Sounds like a mental health disorder. In any regard. And even if it was the truth, which it isn't, that's not what was going on. Like, even if it was the truth, what it isn't. So you gonna follow somebody around with something like that for 3 years? Like, you're just a terrible person? Like, a terrible person. Like, you're not a bad person, like a terrible person. Like, not even ready for the normal level of hell type of person. They gotta put you levels, like special levels. Terrible person. Y'all really be just fucking with people that God love, and you don't even be knowing it. And y'all see the blessings, and y'all just be so busy being jealous that you don't know that it's blessings. You be so busy being jealous, you don't realize, damn, this nigga is blessed. So busy being jealous. In any regard, give me 1 second. I wants to make me some more coffee over here. We got the coffee cup, coffee mug, all of this. I got enough in there. Listen, let me go get me some creamer real quick. I'm gonna send y'all to a quick commercial. We'll be right back. Sorry about that. I'm actually a French vanilla type person. I like French vanilla and shit, but you know, they didn't have any more at the because I don't really go to the supermarket, so they didn't have any more at the place that it was ordered from. Like, it was off the shelves at the moment. I don't really go to the supermarket because that's where these widows be trying to create situations at with me, so I don't really go there. They be trying hard, fam. Like, this shit is crazy. Let's talk about Ilan Omar. You're going to be like, why did he have all of these other conversations with us about the Democrats, and how does it pertain to Ilhan Omar? First thing I want to say is this, and I need for you to be really mindful. The Democrats, and just looking at their policies and looking at what they're doing with the American taxpayer money, they're funding other governments, and they're funding organizations that are not, pardon me, organizations that the American people benefit from. Let's see if we could just find it. I thought I had it in my phone somewhere. I don't have it. So let's see if we could find it, right? Cause Americans idiots, right? No, it's not there. It is right here. No, man, get that out of here.
Idiots. I really, I'm at the point where it's become really hard to have an intellectual debate with any of these people, because the level of stupidity that they are displaying every single day is frankly embarrassing, not just in Congress, but as Americans. And the fact that these people are allowed to say just the most ridiculous things tells you that the dumbing of the United States has arrived, because how else do we get a Trump presidency again?
I just want to remind y'all of something. You know, the majority of America, 77 million people, he got the popular vote, voted for Trump. I don't think Democrats realize that. I think Democrats think it was close. I think Democrats think like Trump got like 51% of the vote and Kamala Harris got 49% of the vote. I think Democrats think it was close. As far as presidential elections go, it was a landslide. As far as presidential elections go, it was an embarrassment. Anyone, like, even if it wasn't Trump, if it was like some other random person that people actually liked, it was an embarrassment. It was bad. So many more people voted for Trump than Kamala Harris that there is literally no question what direction the American people want the country to go in. There is no question. And I think that unless you're ready to admit that the American people have overwhelmingly chose a direction that is going to take the taxpayers' money and put it back into America, that's going to take American businesses and allow for other countries, or force other countries to lower their tariffs by us raising our tariffs, so American companies could sell their products in countries. Some of these countries don't even allow them to sell them at all right now. In the other countries at a price point that will allow for them to compete with whatever the maker of their domestic products are. See, y'all don't understand what tariffs do. So even when a person is having a conversation explaining, okay, so tariffs are going to do a menagerie of different things, litany of different things, many different things. One of the things that it's going to do is those foreign businesses that don't want to pay the tariffs, what they're going to do is they're going to take some of their industrial business and put it in America, therefore employing Americans and making it so that some of that money that they're making off of Americans have to come back into America. Wow. I mean, the concept and the idea, that sounds like somebody that knows business. That sounds like somebody that knows how businesses work. Another thing that the tariffs are going to do is they're saying, yo, look, you're going to put X amount of tariffs on our goods coming into your country. We're going to put 100% tariffs on your goods. The same tariffs you're putting on our goods going into your country, we're going to put those same tariffs on your goods going into our country. You know what the other countries are going to do? They're going to lower their tariffs. They 100% sell more products in America than America buy products from them in most places. Because you're probably just thinking about a Samsung Galaxy. What you're not thinking about is all of those other products that they also sell. That now the tariffs are going to go through the roof. So now American people are going to say, you know what? That iPhone is $400 cheaper than that Samsung Galaxy. Guess what you get? So the Democrats just don't get it. They still haven't allowed for themselves to understand that America and the Americans that live in America were not happy with the direction. They were not happy with the direction. Did I mention that she's an immigrant? Did I mention that she spoke to the people of her native country, Somalia, and basically says that she's going to put the interests of her country, Somalia, over the interests of Americans? She said this in a speech also. Democrat. So she thinks Democrats are idiots, just so we can be clear.
I really, I'm at the point where it's become really hard to have an intellectual debate with any of these people because the level of stupidity that they are displaying every single day is frankly embarrassing, not just in Congress, but as Americans. And the fact that these people are allowed to say just the most ridiculous things tells you that the dumbing of the United States has arrived, because how else do we get a Trump presidency again?
Speak on behalf of my colleagues. I mean, I can say we are all willing to work with anyone who's serious about doing the work of censoring the American people.
Going to a commercial break. Be right back.
Everybody knows about Harvard, Yale, Stanford. Today I'm going to give you 6 colleges that I believe are underrated. So the first university I want to talk about is University of Vermont. It is often overlooked because of its location. Who wants to go to Vermont? But the amount of opportunities that it has in internships and research is definitely one of the reasons why it should be looked into instead of overlooked. So the university number 2, New College of Florida. This one provides an individualized plan for those of you who are interested in humanities, and it's it's another university you should take a look into. So if we take a look at the university number 3, it is not really known outside of Southern United States, unfortunately. However, it has a lot of opportunity with the Odyssey program, and it gives you research trips, opportunities to make a real impact.
I hate that my eyes do that when I'm concentrating. Because people be thinking I'm nervous or some shit like that, but I'm not concentrating. I'm like shooting like like testosterone. Like, it's a long story and shit. But people be thinking I'm nervous or some shit, and I just be like really hyper concentrating. Like really concentrating. I can't even explain. I hate that my eyes do that. Here we go. Wait a minute. I've been listening to that today. All day. Work all night. I've been listening. I was listening to that today. It's just going through my head. I have this like weird thing on my voice where if I don't talk like over long periods of time, like my real voice comes in. Like you could kind of hear it now. I'm trying to, but I don't really use it none. I use like, my regular voice. Like this is like I'll talk like a little bit of this, but like I use this voice most of the time because this is more affable. I'm thinking about it because the other day, sometimes when I go to the center, I forget. I be forgetting this shit. They be like, "What's wrong with your voice?" And I'm like, "Oh, fuck." Anyway, so what we talking about? So Ilan Omar, Democrats, 1, think people are idiots. 2, also think that people need to be censored. And just so we could be clear, we're finding out about all of their corruption right now with Doge, finding out all the corruption that existed inside of the USAID, which is basically their slush fund of monies that they basically collected from the taxpayers of America. So when I hear people now try to defend Democrats and they're in no way outraged at all of the monies that was sent to other countries, it's absolute insanity to me. Somebody came in here earlier trying to create a situation with Haitians, I think. Let me see if that's the person I kicked. Yeah, that's the person I kicked. Saying something about, do I want to see Haitians? I want to see anyone that is not supposed to be in this country vetted. That's it. I want to see them vetted. And then after they're vetted, whatever that says to do, I want us to do. That's it. People are going to tell you I hate illegal immigrants. They're lying. Pardon me. People are going to tell you I hate immigrants. They're lying. I literally live in a community that's nothing but immigrants. I love my neighbors. My neighbors love me. Y'all have seen us on live numerous times. Me interacting with my neighbors who are obviously immigrants. Just so we could be clear. For the next time that they try to, because they're trying to create a situation where they're trying to get me into something and then they're going to say I have an immigrant hate thing going on. It's some lie they're trying to create now. So I just want this to be known. I have no problem with immigrants. I literally live in a community that's full of them and I get along with all of them. Not some of them. Not a few of them. All of them. Y'all gonna have to think of another lie. I know y'all working on this one hard, but you gonna have to think of another lie. Because I know the lie y'all trying to make now is that I got a problem with immigrants. I don't. I have zero problem with immigrants. I teach some of their kids how to play basketball. I babysit some of their kids at the park for free. They bring their kids to me to learn how to shoot jump shots. I spend hours with them. And in any given day, I'll be out there 2-3 hours working with their kids just because I love to do this type of stuff. You know, be kind to others. Hours. It's on video, by the way, because they got cameras over there. So when we go to court and I talk about how I've been being stalked, right? And then you go to court and say, but this guy's this and this guy's that. And there's going to be, you know, a whole entire community of people. And some of them are lawyers. And they do not mind coming to court, by the way. I've had this conversation with them. Some of them are lawyers. I'll have a whole community of people that can, no, this person is wrong. They're lying. So you're gonna have to think of something else, fam. You're gonna have to think of something else. Just so it can be clear. And just so we could be clear, I love doing good deeds. So yeah. I wish our people were kinder and I could do more good deeds for our people. But I can't because the Democratic Party out here told them I hate black people and some of them are just stupid enough to believe it. So it is what it is. Anyway, we're going to get out of here. We only got the show on for an hour. I will be going live today. I'm getting off early. We're going to do a live tonight. We didn't do a live on Friday night because I got the days mixed up. I missed my Friday night men's meeting at the church. I got the days mixed up. I'm really upset about that. Numerous different reasons I'm upset about that. But yeah, so I missed my meeting at the church. We have a meeting every Friday, a men's meeting. Super dope. You know, you get to speak with, you know, men need to be in church. I'm sorry. This is not an indictment on nobody. I'm not talking trash about anybody that isn't in church. It's a shame that whenever I say I think somebody needs to do something, the people that aren't doing it just assume I'm insulting them when I'm not. But men need to be in church. Men should always be searching for God. That's just my opinion. So I just think men should be in church. I think that men should have a relationship with the Most High. I think men need to have a relationship with Christ. I think that those things are important. If you don't think that they're important, that's fine. That's not me insulting you. All right? That's just me having an opinion that is different than yours. Democrats tend to think that anytime you don't think exactly what they think, then you're doing something to them. I just want men to want to know God. I think a lot of men want to know God, and a lot of men want to go to church, but they also want to be cool, you know? And right now, going to church ain't the cool thing. So even though they're the tough guy, even though they're the alpha, they still got to adhere to the politics or the policies of the community. And that's church is lame. When church is the least lame thing, God is the least lame thing that has ever been. There's nothing that is less lame than God. Nothing that has ever existed will exist. Nothing that has ever been thought about. All of the policies of the Democratic Party go against God. So I take a lot of the shit that they do and say personal. I'm just going to be honest with you. I understand the implications of what they want our people to agree with. They want our people to agree with things that's going to damn their soul. They want our people to be on board with shit that's going to prevent them from being in God's light. I'm just against that. I want everyone to find the Most High. Like, I have all of these weirdos on my back doing all of these weirdo ass shit, trying to destroy me in my life. And God just got me. And they're somewhere scampering, trying to figure out why their last piece of bullshit didn't work the way they wanted it to. And they never once in their brain is going to consider that I have God's protection. That's not even going to be a consideration. Even as they see blessings just fall out of the sky. It's not even going to be a consideration. Maybe that's why now they got Muslims coming after me. Because the people that Christ, maybe that's why they got Muslims now. The last two people was Muslims. So maybe that's why now they got Muslims coming to attack me. They got people that don't care about going to jail, I guess. Don't worry. I filmed the other guy that got arrested, by the way. So for anybody that's saying I'm lying, I filmed it. It's on the page. Just so we could be clear. For anybody that's saying I'm making this up and this is some kind of imaginary shit, I filmed the last guy that got arrested. I can't wait to film the next. We was on a live. Just so we could be clear. So now they sending Muslims. They sending people that they paid. I don't know who these people are. But the argument is going to be that I have some kind of problem with immigrants. I don't have no problem with immigrants. I have an issue with criminals. I have an issue with people who hurt our community. Let me not even say an issue with criminals. I have an issue with people who hurt our community. Because there's people who hurt our community and they're not classified as criminals. Some of them are Democratic politicians. That's not classified as a criminal. But aren't we hearing about all of that money that was just stolen out of USAID? So they were crimes that were being committed. How many of these Democratic politicians is making like $150,000 a year, but now are worth like $10 million after like 3 years out of the clear blue? I'm never going to stop talking about our country. So every time I talk about our country, if you Democrats want to take that as a reason to come after me, then you're going to be coming after me to the day you die. Or the day I die. The way it's going, you're going to cause it and y'all going to be in jail. So it is what it is. But as long as you MFers follow me around, I don't even got my whole setup together yet. Watch when I get the setup back the way that I want it to be. I'm just going to make show after show after show exposing your democratic politics, your policies, and your politicians. I will dedicate my life to that. You know, my life is dedicated to the Most High. But y'all do so much shit against the Most High that I will put so much energy into this shit. I need shit to be passionate about. That's how I work. I'll become passionate about this. I'll go find Bible verses to back up everything that I say. Matter of fact, that should be a show. How the Democrats go against God. Democrats versus God. And then all I got to do is talk about the Democratic policies and then bring scripture. You know what? That sounds like a plan. Democrats versus God versus Democrats. That sounds like a plan, right, Washable? That sounds like a plan. I got to get my Adobe back. I don't got Adobe at the moment. As soon as we get our Adobe back. So give me a minute. It's a couple. It might be a week or two off before we can start production on this type of shit. And I'm going to do a documentary style. That sounds like a good. I got a pen. Hold on. Let me write this shit down. Second Chronicles 15:7. I bet you those same people that think I'm dangerous also think that boys could turn into girls and girls could turn into boys. So, yeah. They got mental health problems. So I'm fine. Imagine a mofo that think that boys could be girls and girls could be boys thinking you dangerous. Nigga, you the most dangerous person alive. What the fuck? You want little boys and little girls to have sex changes. I can't think of anything more dangerous than that. Niggas be like, I think you dangerous. You want little boys and little girls. You can't tell me these teachers don't be wanting little boys and little girls to become to do sex changes. Because they be promoting that like hell in schools. That gets promoted in schools more than anything. That's all I hear coming out of schools nowadays. During a whole administration of I'm pretty sure they was doing other shit. Like I'm pretty sure they was doing other shit. But that's all I was hearing coming out of the schools. LGBTQ stuff. That's all every day. That's all they doing. LGBTQ stuff every day. And y'all know that the LGBT flag represents actual sex, right? It doesn't represent happiness. It represents the flag with the rainbow flag. It represents actual sex. So when teachers are putting that in their classrooms, see what happened when you know more? You know more, you do better. See why they don't like me? Anything else you want me to comment on and rip apart? I'm a man with information. Requisite information that is factual. Imagine somebody saying that they think you dangerous and the church love you. The church love you, but they think you dangerous. God loves you, but they think you dangerous. Do you understand what kind of people I'm dealing with? I'm dealing with people who hate God. They hate him. Anyway, I want to stream some games for y'all today. We all go. Y'all trying to make it so I don't go to the center. You know, every time I go to the center, I be asking Coach, yo, you don't want me to come back here no more? Coach be looking at me like, what's wrong with you? Almost every day I be like, yo, Coach, you know, I won't come back no more if you don't want me to. We be like, yo, what's wrong with you, man? Get out of here. I don't want to talk to you. He's so mad at me. Oh, man. Coach be so mad at me. Yo, he be so pissed. I be like, yo, you know, I'll never come back here again. He be so mad. Sometimes he just turn around and walk away. He can't even talk. He be so mad. He be like, why do I have to tell you every day? He be so mad. He be so mad. They be like, yo, Coach, you know, I'll never come back around here no more if you know, if I'm causing a problem. He be like, what the hell? This is so funny. They mad at me. They mad at me. The people that hate me are mad at me. And you want to know why they're really angry? They're really angry because I talk well and that I'm smart. Lady comes up to church to me the other day. Shout out to every person in the church, especially the I don't know everybody's name, but especially the you know, the older women that's in church. They're always so polite to me. They're always so nice. They got a couple that like they make it a point to say hello to me because I'd be avoiding people. I said hi to my first person in church yesterday because I don't never talk to nobody. Like, you got to come up to me and talk to me because I don't be wanting to argue with nobody. So I don't be knowing who want to argue with me. So I don't never go up to anybody in church. I went up to church for the first time ever and said hi to somebody this Sunday. First time ever. In any regard. So shout out to the older ladies that's in the church. So one of them comes up to me and she's done said this to me like numerous times. She's done said probably a handful of times, maybe 2 handful of times. And she just said, and it's more than one woman says this. And she just said, they love the way I speak about God. They love the way I talk. That's what you Democrats hate. You see, that's what I keep trying to explain. Every time I'm talking, I'm referencing the Bible whenever I speak. That's why when people are calling me a liar some of the time or saying I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm looking at them and I'm like, but you don't understand. I'm not telling you an opinion of mine. Right now we're having a discussion and I'm bringing you something from the Bible. So this is not an opinion of mine. You're pretending like it's an opinion of mine so you can argue against it and have foundation. Oh, this is just something you think. But no, this isn't an opinion of mine. I'm bringing you something from the Bible. After I bring you the thing from the Bible, I'll then state my opinion. But I barely ever get to my actual opinion because when I state the thing from the Bible, I can't never get past that part. So half of the time, people don't even know what my opinion is. They're just arguing with me, whatever the Bible thing that I just told them. So that's why, another reason why I just don't like talking to people. Because I can't tell you the last time I actually told someone a point. Like, very few times I actually get to the point I'm trying to make. Most of the time I'm just telling people about, what God thinks about what I believe the Bible is saying. Most of the time that's as far as I get. I don't get nowhere past that. Just be honest with you. Yeah, I don't get past that. So that's what I be trying to say. Like, no one really knows me. It is what it is, man. Said she loves the way that I talk. Numerous older women in church have said this. It's always a big up. But that's why y'all mad. That's why y'all mad. And instead of recognizing as God gave me a gift and he's using me for a purpose, instead of recognizing it as that, you see me as a threat. And the reason why you see me as a threat is because you are against God. That's why everything that I say, you're offended. Because I'm literally just thinking of things that are in the Bible and repeating them. That's literally all I do most of the time. I think about lessons or something that's in the Bible and then I repeat it. That's it. I know the Bible decent and I bring it to the people. And inside of our Bible discussions, we talk about social issues and what's going on in the world. But I'm generally talking about the Bible every show. That's it. That's the formula. Go learn the Bible and then do the same thing. Also have a little bit of charisma. That helps. It goes a long way. It goes a long way. A little bit of charisma. People are funny. What time we got? 10:30. How long the show been going on? About an hour and a half. We been shooting an hour and a half for the longest. I wanna do I gotta get my editing equipment. When I get we gotta get some new editing software, and I want to get specific editing software because that's where all my settings are. All my Adobe settings. I need to get them back. When we get our Adobe back, I plan on doing a couple of things. I have a great idea for what I'm going to do with Marvel Rivals with some of the games that I played. A great idea. Nobody's doing it right now, so we'll see. It's a hit or miss, I like doing things nobody's doing, So nobody's doing it right now, so it's probably going to be a hit or miss. We'll see. But I got what I think is a great idea that I'm going to do with some of the games. And if y'all notice, when y'all hear me playing with some of these kids, like on the game, they parents is in the room with them. That's why anybody that's like they scared or they think that I'm weird or something like that, people send their kids to come hang out with me on video games in real life. I'm like one of the safest people your child could be around. Literally, people send their kids to come play with me. That sounded terrible, but you get the idea. They send their kids to hang out with me. Literally. The shame is, all of the people that do this, they're not black. The people who do this are not black. I'm just saying that. This is not an attack on black people. This is me explaining. My characteristics, the things that I think are important, the way that I carry myself, people who are not ghetto are attracted to that. People who want good in their community are attracted to that. Sometimes when I'm outside, and this is dope. Sometimes when I'm outside in the summer and I'm walking, a parent will ask me, am I going to be at the park? Because they know that their kid is going to be at the park. They'll ask me, you coming to the park today? You headed to the park? Fam, we different. Copy? We just different. Y'all told this imaginary story about me. Keep it going. There's nothing I can do about it. But all that means is that all of the people who aren't black are going to benefit from me. And the black people are never going to benefit from me. That's all that means. So the white people in our community, they're going to benefit from my presence. All of the people in our community is going to benefit from my presence except for the black kids. That's all that means. So do what you want to do. With that being said, I'm going to let y'all go. Everybody have a blessed day. Go out there in the world, do something worth doing, and stamp God's name on it. Let people know that you come in the name of God. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one. I'm out.
Hey! Is the noon train on time?
Supposed to be.
Feels like it's time.
Fair enough.